Hello, this is John S. Rhodes of the Rhodes Brothers, and welcome to Greater Wealth Through Mastery. And what this video is all about is about motivation and overcoming adversity in the most simple possible way. I'm going to tell you a little side story to get started. I did not want to shoot this video. This is not a video that was on my mind. I was not motivated in any way to shoot this video. In fact, I was sitting in my chair in my office, feeling down, feeling lonely. I had zero motivation. It's that time of the day where I don't feel like doing anything. I didn't want to snack. I didn't want anything to drink. I didn't want to go for a walk. I didn't want to play with the dog. I didn't want to get a hold of a friend. I didn't want to play a video game. I didn't want to do anything. I was just sitting there and feeling sorry for myself. Perhaps you feel sorry for yourself right now. Perhaps you are unmotivated as well. I don't know. But what I do know is that we all go through periods of time in our lives where we don't feel like doing a damn thing. We're just sitting there and we're lifeless. We're feeling dull. We're feeling gray. We don't want to smile. We don't want to have a good time. We don't want to be doing anything whatsoever. We're just taking up space and sitting there basically drooling and letting time pass by. This is the reality. You are not alone. I was there just a short few minutes ago, and then I moved into the studio. Somehow, some way, I was able to go from there to here into the studio. Now, what was the motivation? What was the driver? How did I get here? Well, it was the smallest, itty-bittiest little tiny step that got me here. I kind of adjusted myself in my seat. That's what I did. I just kind of sat up, right? I straightened my spine. That was the very first thing I did. I adjusted and straightened my spine. And then I thought about all the things I did not want to do. It was a long, long list. I looked at my to-do list of things I needed to get done today, and I still need to get done today. Things like sending out some emails, reaching out to some joint venture partners. There were other things on there as well. Some things that are physical, some things that are mental. It did not matter. I was looking at that list and I wanted nothing to do with it whatsoever. But I went from being schlumped to having a straightened spine. So small. Now, is that what you need to do right now? Perhaps. It might be something as simple as taking a walk, going outside, putting your feet into the grass. Maybe it's something as simple as being grateful for that moment. Maybe it's taking a deep breath. Maybe it's thinking about your heart beating and the fact that you are alive. Maybe it's remembering a loved one who is lost. Maybe it's thinking about a friendship. Usually it begins with a thought, but not always. And the thought usually is something positive. So take a moment right now, right this very second. If you need to pause this video, this training, by all means, pause it. And if you need to walk away, I completely understand. Just come back and let's finish up together. But the key is that you are moving the energy in some way in the universe, in some direction. You're not just allowing the energy to dissipate. You're not allowing entropy to win. You are moving or thinking or directing energy in some way. And if it's positive, all the better. So I straightened my spine. That was the beginning. And then the next thing came to mind. The very, very next thing came to mind, that if I stood up, I would need to go somewhere. So I straightened my spine and I thought to myself, as I straightened my spine and as I sat there, I need to be going somewhere because I'm going to stand up. I just told myself I'm going to stand up. And then I thought ahead a little further. If I'm going to stand up, then by God, I am going to do something. I'm going to stand up and then do something. And it might as well be something useful, something productive, maybe something that would help someone else, perhaps help you. And then it got me thinking, again, thinking ahead, very low effort, very little stress, no frustration, very, very, very easy. The motivation was still not there. There was no actual motivation. There was no battery, no power, no pull, no strong push, just a few thoughts and a slight body movement. And as I thought about, and then actually as I got up, I thought, what is it that I can be doing that is forward moving? So I thought positive. I thought about forward movement. I thought about creation. I thought about creation for the sake of creating value, specifically for someone else, not just me. Obviously, if I'm getting up and I'm straightening my spine and then I'm actually up physically and I'm moving in some direction, I'm doing something. Action is taking place. Good things are happening. Blood flow, maybe better breathing, and I'm thinking about value and creation, and it's positive. Positive thoughts, wavelengths, and vibrations of positive thoughts. If that's what you wish to believe, perfectly reasonable, perfectly acceptable. But I was thinking, what can I do right in this moment to help another person? You. What can I do to help an audience, a crowd, a market? How can I help everyone? And I thought about this video, the very act, this recursive act of going from nothing and schlumpworth to creating something that I could provide to other people, knowing that they were just in the state or are in the state that I was in just moments ago, and now I'm no longer in that state. You see, I kind of went backwards in time, forwards in time, thinking about how I was, how you might be, where I am now, where I was then, and I'm moving around in time very rapidly in my thoughts. And it seems scattered, but it's not, because my spine is straight. My movement is up because I stood up from my chair and I started to move forward. 2 or 3, 4 small, very, very small actions. And then my thoughts from there are kind of going forwards and backwards in value and creation, positive, ever so small, little tiny micro movements. You can do the exact same. Again, if you need to pause for a minute and take a deep breath, if you need to go outside and get in the grass, if you need to pet the dog, if you need to text a friend, if you need to send a note to your mother, hey ma, love you. If you need to do that right now. Because if not now, then when? After? If not now, then when? And if it's a later point in time, turn and write a note to yourself, a post-it note, add it to your to-do list, and make it very high priority. Move in a positive direction. Now, I'm actually going to wrap up very, very quickly. I want to point out that there are other videos on this channel where you will be able to listen, watch, engage, and then you can and you will take action because of the material in those other videos. And actually, I thought of that as well. I thought about what's known as the back catalog for the Rhodes Brothers in terms of the videos, and that filled me up with energy, positive energy. But I didn't think of that. I didn't think about the back catalog of videos in the Rhodes Brothers library. I did not think of that until I straightened my spine, until I took a breath and I stood up, and then I started to move, and then my mind was freed and my body was freed to think a little bit backwards, think a little bit forwards. My body was moving upwards and forward as well. Movement, action, fighting entropy. And you can do the exact same thing. You can take care of your body with micro movements. You can take care of your spirit, your soul, your thinking by going forward and backward in time just a little bit to shake things up, just a bit, the smallest amount. So if you want to create motivation out of thin air, do something. Don't just let the noise in or the self-chatter occur in the mind. Make micro movements, make micro thoughts occur and orient them in a positive way. That creates the snowball. That creates the momentum. That is self-motivation. That's exactly where it comes from. And like I said, I knew as soon as I was up and walking and that I wanted to do something positive and creative, I knew that there was even more that I could provide to other people by helping myself as well, which was to create, because I was able to latch onto the idea of the back catalog. All of the other teachings and trainings that are available about money creation, about money manifestation, about using artificial intelligence in wild and creative and wonderful ways, and so on and so forth. You can develop yourself, you can develop your mind, you can find great books to read, you can take notes, you can start typing, you can reach out to a friend, you can create for yourself, which is creating for others, you can do great things for your family as well, and the list goes on and on. But it's on you right now in this moment. And you're hearing, this is what's interesting. You are hearing and seeing this right now because it was meant to be in this point in time. It was meant to be. It was almost, written in the stars. Whether you believed it or not doesn't matter, but you heard that and you say, maybe, just maybe that's true. But even if it's not, it's a wonderful story. It's a wonderful dream. It's a way to get where you want and to get what you want, the place and the time of your choosing. So go out there, create, benefit other people, do it for yourself, and do it for other people as well. Now, you're going to see on the screen somewhere the next video, and I promise you, it will provide you with an insight that you've never experienced before. And if you need to, and I encourage you to do so, watch that video and get that insight that you deserve. And then you'll know exactly why you were here today, exactly why you saw this video. Leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel, and of course, we'll see you in the next video training. Take care.